That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Good evening, friends, and welcome to a special Goosebumps HorrorTown playthrough. This is going to be the final part to the Haunted School update. And as a little meme by Critical of this year has pretty much kind of hyped up here, I am celebrating a milestone. I have reached up to 500 subscribers. And that's important because that means I'm halfway there to getting to 1,000. And it's important because of 1,000 because it allows me to do one thing that I've been kind of wanting since I started this whole Goosebumps HorrorTown thing. And that is to get access to the community tab. What? What did you think I was talking about? But yeah, the community tab is probably one of the interesting features they added here. However, they only allow people up to 1,000 to be able to use it. The reason why this is interesting is because that way it gives me the opportunity to let you guys know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. I've talked about this a bunch of times, but yeah, it's something there. But yeah, hooray, celebration, halfway there. We're just gonna need to go on a little bit more, but hey, you know, last year I kind of started with like a little bit, but we've basically ramped up traction here, so, you know, maybe give it a few more weeks and months, and maybe next year we'll hit that 1K, but yeah. Anyways, talking about that, we're coming up to the end, like I said, and just before I do that, what's interesting during this update, near the end when I finished everything, this window popped up basically talking about, oh no, you need to help Thalia with Shadow Lord, which is hilarious because at that point it's like, well, I've already beaten it, so why do I need to bother with that, right? But I digress. That is whatever. But the interesting part about this update here, this video, maybe why it's a little bit longer than usual, is because I'm going to do something a bit differently. Normally after this it would be the review, but I've decided to just put the review near the tail end of this update because I figured that way I'll just give my overall thoughts, goods and bads, and you know, after that whole point near the end people can log off if they're not interested of my own opinion. That, and also because we're coming close to September and I want to keep it, the next few updates, a bit more hidden to what might be where it is overall near the end of the year when I make my final update. But we'll see how this works, and it'll make my life a bit better. The other reason why I'm doing this is because as of late it's been kind of following a pattern, and it's going to be weird to do the same thing over and over again. Hopefully this will get me to go quickly when it comes to some of these updates, because it's about November, but I'm still on September's content. But yeah, I digress. Let's go ahead and dive right in and get this party started. Or party finished. I don't know, either or it works. So first things first, there's this, the secondary, the old camera's the reward. It's quick, but basically this was going to be the last kind of request to use because this time around I already gotten the camera, so if you haven't gotten the camera during your third final week, this would have been the thing you would have gotten instead. But yeah, lots have changed as of late, and man, it's been a wild ride, let's put it that way. But where we last left off when it came to Thalia and co. is that I believe, yeah, Lucy has just discovered Thalia's true secret, and the two kids have probably gotten themselves into a weird world. I've memed it, and I've decided to do something interesting as far as effects go. And yeah, unfortunately, we've gotten our new land. I'm kind of sad now because of how much money it took just to get it. It's like, oh, kind of sucked. But what can you do? It's what it is. But anyways, we're gonna go through this here, and just click a bunch of stuff while I talk about the recent updates that have gone on late. You may have noticed some changes as far as the content's concerned. I've been trying to do some interesting videos. I've done the Atoms, but it's going to be a while for that. The other thing too is I'm going to try my other videos out, but we're going to have to see here. Oh yeah, and I'm kind of upset because 60%, and I've still not gotten the item I needed for the particular crafting here. But, what can you do? Anyways, continuing on with the story.
A little blush here, some eyeliner there, and done. Things could actually go better for me after all.
I suppose you guessed right. Our poor beauty shop doesn't add up. It's out of business. But hey, misfortune for some is lucky for others. Let's see how long that luck can last.
Yeah, it's a bit of a spoiler. Oh, and we got to first see what Thalia looks like in color, and my god, my whole Fluttershy appearance actually became more true because of her purple hair. What a weird color choice.
I've been hiding here ever since, faking my colors, and avoiding rain. I see. Poor thing. I'll help any way I can. HorrorTown News says it's gonna be sunny, so I guess the first thing is to rescue those two dummies from Grey World, right? We can do this! Let's go!
Oops, sorry dear. Perhaps you've forgotten your meteorology lesson. In class today, we've learned never trust the weather those TV clowns give you.
Oh no, not again. Those awful clouds again.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Animate gray feelings, upgrade the seesaw, and place the slide. Yep, so she's feeling a bit blue. I'm feeling blue. For me and you. Oh, that song, what was it? What a Wonderful World? Yeah, that's a great Armstrong. That's the only Armstrong song I think most people know. Yeah, so she's gonna pout because this gray world cloud is coming in and trying to get her color away. And we're gonna get more into how they got themselves out of and into this gray world. And there's a reference, I feel like, when it comes to the gray world. I don't know about you, but maybe you'll look into it and tell me for yourself what you think, because quite honestly, I think it's kind of apparent what it's talking about, especially when it comes to, well, I won't say more because the quest lines will be coming up, and it'll make itself apparent, and I'll talk more about some of that game's history. That'll be an interesting conversation, I think. Anyways, we got this much days left, so you can see how fast these are going, and now she's done with her gray feeling.
These dreadful clouds. I hate them. They've been chasing me ever since I left Grey World. Oh no, how could we get rid of them? Maybe we can find some clues near Bell Valley.
Yes, clues. Come find them. Our plan is smooth sailing.
I love how someone mentioned that I sounded like Dr. Claro's Soundwave.
Bell Valley School. Here's where it all started. I wonder if someday this nightmare will end here too. Maybe if I manage to open a gate again, I could put those clouds back there forever and get Dustin and Marty back. At least until we figure out how to lock Mr. Chameleon in there. Come on, Lipstick. One more time, you must help me reach the other side. Just be careful, Thalia.
Upgrade the monkey bars. They call it railings, but it's monkey bars. Animate color portal, which we've seen with the little hand coming out. And then place, I think, yeah, so we're going to see that real quick here. But the other interesting thing, creepy, listening to myself dialogue with this, the male characters, that's not a problem. Yeah, so I have to upgrade both of these then. Let's see the slide as well, which we recently just put down. But what's even creepier is the fact that, for some strange reason, listening to myself do female voices is really creepy. Just because I've been getting used to them now, and it's kind of weird that a grown man has been doing a little girl's voice. I'd rather had an actual professional do it, but hey, you know what? When you're just a single guy, you have to work with what you got. So, auto-pitching it is for me. At least I can say the deep voices work.
Oh no! Let me go! I'm not coming back there!
Final lesson. You won't survive visit class if you don't remember monsters can harm you in any dimension.
Maybe this is going to be a bit more complicated than what I thought. I have this year and my new friends to find out how to beat Mr. Chameleon, his allies, and gimmicks.
Hurry up to learn how, but beware not to sink in that much, or else you may not come back. I'll see you next time, if you're still around.
I wonder what those two dummies are up to as of late. Also, mind the weird jump cuts. I'm trying to isolate the stupid pop-ups like I mentioned before.
Whoa! Oh, no. Where are we? What happened? What did you do now, loser? What is this place? It's really dark. It's foggy.
Oh no, you're in Silent Hill.
How is it my fault? You pushed me here. Oh, I don't know. It's always something with you guys. Yeah, right. What is all this? Maybe there's another fire nearby. Hey, where did Thalia go? And what's all that about Mr. Chameleon?
I'm sorry. Chameleon, you say?
Matt told you they're back. Alright, obtain ectoplasm, get black paint, it'd be easy for us, and sell lipstick, which is, yeah, the price for that, no. Yeah, but, I hope you like that little effect of the weird echoing and, the fogginess to the screen. I would blacken it, but, yeah, you know, can't really do that. But, yeah, as I kind of... I'm still drawing some mad no, you know, sorry. Back in September, I was not having it. I would rather sell you one lipstick, not 5. Or how many I know I've always been screwing up with these, but, yeah. This editor, man, sometimes I won't be able to see anything because it's just so small and foggy. When it comes to, like, when it's in motion, but when it's paused, it's, like, clear as day. It's bizarre, you know. Right, as I mentioned before, Silent Hill, that is an interesting concept because that game, whole lore, is, weird enough. There's actually a town that this was based off of, and if I can vaguely remember it, I don't know what the town's called per se. I think it's in America somewhere, but the premise of it was simply that there was a town that was mining for stuff, and they decided to make this as a town, you know, just to get this stuff. Unfortunately, during this time, they accidentally hit something, and this caused a gas fire to go inside the mountains. And what ended up happening is that this gas that was built up underground ended up starting to warm up and seep out of the ground. So what ended up happening is it caused this weird fog-like of smoke coming out. This ended up with people who were living there kind of like having to evacuate. Some people were like, nah, I don't want to. So they're like, okay, fine, you can stay there until you die. And then this whole area cannot be inhabitable at all. So what ended up happening is I think even nowadays you can still go to this area that's been completely abandoned now. And there's still this weird fog coming out. And this is the smoke from the fires in the ground. It's so weird. It's like a weird phenomenon, but it's interesting to kind of go there just to witness. I would be careful though, because I'm sure the fog fumes aren't that healthy for people. You know, like anything. But that's neither here or there. What I can tell you though is that for the first few games, Silent Hill was pretty good, and then because the Konami happened, and they ended up just screwing it up now, and yeah, the only good thing about Silent Hill nowadays is the fact that recently, I think it was Pyramid Head, and I'm trying to think of what the main character was from Silent Hill 3. the daughter from the first game who grew up. They're playable characters for a game called Dead by Daylight, which I know someone's like, oh, you know, they just recently added that into the mobile game. Why didn't you play that? It's like, I can try, but it's like 4 years this game has been out there, and it's just kind of hard for me to kind of get invested in. Oh, you might be wondering what's going on with this whole thing here. Well, the best way to describe it, well, anyways.
Ah! Marty, run!
Wait, we're not going to hurt you. We are cool. I mean, besides being trapped, all of us here, you know, well, no. Thalia, she managed to escape.
Oh, so are these the friendly ones, or are they just pretending to be friendly? I don't know what's going on here.
What? Trapped? Thalia? Be kind but blind?
What, that movie with Jack Black?
Why are you all
spooky and gray? Well, you see, to live in Grey World for half a century has its consequences. Even more when Mr. Chameleon comes all dark and bossy.
Oh, I'm beginning to understand. I've heard you guys! Your voices! In the other side. Hey, you, Marty, wanna mock me now? For once, you're not wrong. Congratulations, loser. I'm not gonna green with envy, though. Now ask these weirdos how to get out!
Yeah, that's kind of creepy, those kids talking in unison. Ugh. Disturbing.
Get out. Oh no. I'm sorry. Chameleons controls this side. And now? You are becoming one of us. Nothing personal.
Oh, give me a break. Enough politics. Over here, Dustin. Run outside. It's frustrating. We can't trust no one. Oh, I thought they were cool. Nice instincts, loser. Those eyes, they're like living dead kids. Like gray zombies.
Oh no, don't mention about the gray zombies. I don't want to be reminded of Compton again.
Hey, what's that? It looks a little sticky. Maybe we can get out through that. Let me be the judge of that. Last hunch you had made us friends with those freaks.
Alright, place the black goo pool, sell the black paint for a bunch, which I'm not going to do that. Animate, check the black pool. Finally, Marty's going to have a task that isn't feeling yellow. This is interesting because I think majority of people were, you know, if they didn't get Thalia, they most likely would have gone stuck here because Thalia was like 12, 11k. This one's 8k. So, have fun with that. Again, yeah, no. I'm not doing that again. So, alright. Yeah. Something happened within my town during this playthrough, and I'm going to basically show you what it is. But instead of actually telling you what it is, I figured I'll do a fun piece, which is just putting some funny music in the background. And, yeah. I'll let that explain. I don't know what happened during this update that kind of caused this thing to kind of come to coexist. It seems like after the next update hit, it seemed like it didn't do this, but it's bizarre. I don't know what causes it, by the way, but it's whatever. Eventually, in time, I finally got enough to get this, so now we're gonna finally see that animation. Oh, I got 100% too, so yay! I did it! But now we're going to finally see what exactly is going on with this black pool as far as animation goes. Yeah, and again, you might be wondering what's going on with the road here. Oh, don't worry, I'll show that off. Yeah, like I'm wondering what's going on here. Yeah, I think you could pretty much guess what it is, but before we do that, here's a close-up of him basically just using a rock in the pool, and I guess it just sinks in there. I don't know, that's just so bizarre with that pool. But anyways, you might be wondering what happened. Well, allow this clip to basically speak for itself. Man, that glitch just gets worse and worse, doesn't it? Oh boy.
Come on, great kids. Make yourself useful. Search them. They are here. I can sense it.
Yes, Mr. Chameleon. Whatever you say. Dustin! Marty! Are you here? I can't believe I'm back in this place. I'm gonna kill these two.
Alright, I'll go first. This sticky thing. Maybe if I grab something we can hand a closer look. I will. Oh no! Dustin! Marty, are you okay? What? Dude, you're all great! I think you might have become one of those strange kids too. Don't be silly. I've been like this for 5 seconds, not 50 years. Hey, check it out. Isn't that Thalia?
We're coming close to the end, and here's a weird continuity error popping up.
Guys, come on. We need to get out of here. If we stay longer, we'll be stuck. Like my friends.
Thalia, look at Marty. Is he gonna be okay? Oh, no. Give me a break. This guy is here too?
Slippery Thalia. Now you will be in Great World forever. You shouldn't have come back.
Shut it, old creep. This whole gray whatever isn't scary. Do you think you can intimidate us?
Oh, big boy Marty, what a shout. I know your fear, you fool. I am your fear. You can't hide it from me.
Hate to say he's even right, but Marty, this is the moment when we run. Come on.
Get the black and white cameras, obtain color bomb, and fill the skill meter, which means you have to get 100% gray. But continuity error. Dustin is like, oh no, this guy again. You've never seen him before. You've seen the old man, but no one has ever seen the Shadow Lord until just now. The only exception to this is Thalia, right? You can debate Thalia probably seen him before, but everyone else have not seen this thing. Okay, right. Anyways, we can pretty much give a guess that the Shadow Lord sounds like he's basically the boogeyman, or, you know, the fear itself. I hide in the closet to give you good spooks. I don't know. It's real interesting. I will say I do like the fact that this character has been developed the way he is to kind of give him more personality and more of a better slate than, say, I don't know, Mr. Zawid and Connor. Those are like the two worst characters that got introduced, and they had like blank slates 100%. Man, that event had so much problems, but I digress. That will be in its own separate video. But yeah, we're gonna have these guys summon up to get the black and white camera, because this is the only way you can get it, and the color bomb is part of the requirement to get the final grand prize, and I believe I've saved up materials to this point, because I knew eventually it'd be like, oh, get this, and I'm like, hooray, I got the item, so now I can just get this without no problems, right? That's how it works. That's how Mafia works. Man, you remember that meme? That was so long ago. I love how some of these mobile games end up memeing it up, and putting these fake ads in there, and it's just kind of... And what's the weird trend now is a lot of these ads tend to have this fake, like, oh, this has nothing to do with the game, but now some of them are kind of like, hey, we got a good idea. You know this weird thing that has nothing to do with the main game? We'll make them into mini-games. And I'm like, that's ingenious. So now you're not lying when you say, oh, can you do this? I'm looking at you, Homescape. Yeah, apparently that thing is in the game, but it's a minigame. It's not the whole game, but it's still somewhat like sketchy advertising, isn't it? But yeah, look how much I've completed since then. Real quick, huh? I'll be in a minute. I'll probably get all this stuff. I still have to deal with the Phil Scarometer bit, which time passed. You don't have to deal with that because I've already gotten up to this point. Aren't you glad for me to be able to just do all this without having to do anything? I will give them credit for at least trying to get this gimmick of the Scarometer to be a thing, because for the last updates they haven't been really focusing on, oh, get the Scarometer, because the whole game is supposed to be like, ooh, spooky, scare them, right? So I need just one more and I get the final prize, which, you know, spoiler alert, I actually get. And something funny about the grand prize, by the way, is for those who didn't get the chance to get it, and you happen to be on, like when I tell you, like, oh, stay and you get something. Apparently I found something out, and another user, which I'll give a shout outs to, which is In Closet Goosebumps fan, actually been recording these end stuff just for the purpose for me, in case I haven't gotten it. So I'm just gonna say this, thank you, dude, for doing that. It's very thoughtful for you were thinking of me. But anyways, I got all the color bombs, the 5 black paint, the 8 lunch boxes, and the 6 lipsticks to get myself the class of 1947. And what's interesting about this update in particular is that I believe it kind of confirms what date this is supposed to be taking place in. And it's an interesting date they picked, I will say that. Because, well, I'll let the game kind of explain when we get closer to near the end here. But, yeah, we got the grand prize now, so we don't have to worry about that, which, again, the last quest is going to require us to get it anyway, so there's that. So, now we're going to have him summon again to get the black and white camera. Again, you need more cameras than anything else. It's weird how this event is kind of similar to Say Cheese and Die, I guess because of the camera aspect, but it's not really technically, but I don't know, it's very weird, let's put it that way. But regardless of that, I will say that it's very intriguing, especially with how everything kind of went about with this, because for the most part it wasn't a bad event, or the update for this anyways. There was some minor inconvenience which I'm going to bring up near the end of this video, but besides the point, I did mention of In Closet Goosebumps fan, but I also will mention there are other creators now doing this Goosebump playthrough, which is great, because now I'm seeing a lot more content to watch through. There's currently one younger viewer, I'm going to say younger because he's younger than me, who's currently calling himself Monster Blood, is doing the playthroughs. You should take a look into that. There are other people too, but I'll get back to you right after this.
Thalia, how are we going to get out of this place?
Oh, please, let this work again. Last time I opened the cake with my lipstick, for some reason it keeps its color. Let's see. Yes! Come on, jump in, quickly!
Ah, home. My lovely horror town full of familiar weird stuff. Wait! Marty's still gray!
We need to close it. Go to the dance hall. Lucy was going to paint banners after her class. We can paint it all and keep Grey World sealed.
Go to the dance hall. What is this D here? I think someone forgot to shift the language.
Here we go again. Lucy! Bring that paint!
That's not the only weird error.
That was close. Thalia, look. You're all in color now. I guess it's finally sealed.
Oh, you can't possibly imagine how much this means. It's not just for me. You know, it's been years and years of this. And I know you didn't meet them at their best, but those guys in Grey World, they used to be my friends. They used to be great. This victory's also for you guys. Alright, we'll celebrate and finally dance. For you, class of 47.
So it's confirmed this is taking place in 1997, if it's 50 years. Nice. Yeah, so place the final grand prize, upgrade the wall, 2 of them, and animate applying makeup. So that whole color hair thing, that's actually true. That's her real hair color. She just has purple hair. Okay, weird colors, but who am I to judge here? But yeah, 1997. If anybody in the Goosebumps know, 1997 is when Goosebumps hype ended up kind of dying out. And ironically enough, in 2000 is when it officially died, because that was when the whole problem with scholastics and parachutes ended up coming into play. But I digress. The other interesting thing is I mentioned about another error. Apparently, if you paid attention during the dialogue questline, you'll notice that there's 2 different colors being used. One is spelled C-O-C-O-R, or C-O-L-O-R. The other one's C-O-L-O-U-R. So, it's bizarre because one of them, American, uses color as in, like, without the U, where Canada and other places uses the one with U-R. So, what color is the right color, or does it not matter? I don't know. It's one of those weird, they're both spelt the same, they both mean the same thing, they sound the same, but not really.
Guys, do you think you'll be back? I really don't know, but we'll be here for you, you know? Also, do you think we'll get our credit for all this painting?
Can't you see what I see? Maybe we won't have classes after all. I hope not. I still don't want to share classes with you, loser.
What a waste. These monsters are quite soft after all. Maybe it's time to tell my own story. I hope you're ready for some real fear.
And I completely forgot that this was going to show off the ending to the next update. Because Curly here basically spoils it by saying that, oh, it's time for me. It's time for me to come and do scares. Anyways, this is what you need for the epilogue for the Forgotten Fable statue prize. But yes, Halloween is going to have our good old skeleton boy. But by the time this video comes out, it's already been passed. And people already known it, and people are already pissed about it. But we're getting close to it, so don't worry. It's gonna... Oh boy, I can't wait to talk about that update, because there's some stuff to... unless you've seen my Crafting 101, then you pretty much already know. But other than that, the story is certainly interesting. Oh, God. Right, so, just to remember, this was taking place during September. So, I kind of know the updates are coming into this game. However, I'm going to have to play dumb until it's been officially confirmed. Especially when it comes to this current one in November that's happening, because something interesting happened during Halloween that kind of may have accidentally leaked it. But I'll talk about that when we get closer to there. But, yeah, I digress. Right, so, what else can I talk about? Oh, man. So, right now, it's basically just getting the final stuff here. The story for this content, The Haunted School, within 2 more weeks left, I do like it. But, yeah, anyways, this is where I talk about the next teaser, where I'm like, ooh, I'm looking at Jack's place. Why? Oh, because it's spooky month. That's right. Next update, it's all about the Halloween. This would actually be our 3rd Halloween in this game. And for the past 2, Halloween has actually been pretty decent as far as uniqueness go. It seems like Halloween's always been that unique creativity where they've always made it, like, big. So, like, well, last year was a little bit small, but it kind of had a big property that people knew about, so that's goes like, ooh, exciting. But this is where, yeah, so basically this was from last year, the Horrorland update, kinda, and at some point here, I think this is where so this is where I kind of go ahead and say, hey, this next update not only Halloween, but it's also going to have spooky, scary skeletons. Because Curly's going to be involved in it. That's right. Ooh, spooky skeletons. What book, though? Well, I guess in part 0 for the event 21, you'll find out exactly what it is. But yeah, Curly. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to talk about Curly when that pops in, especially since his it'll be interesting to talk about part 0 for the next update, because there's a lot to talk about with that one. So stay tuned for that when that pops in. And yeah, so remember when I said I would show you all the scares? So that's him getting scared. That's both of those guys getting scared, so that's what they look like. They're being terrified. So this is just basically showing you what all these characters that I've missed look like when they're terrified. And what's weird is that ever since the second update, the April update, all the characters that have been getting scares, there's none that actually go ahead and kind of immediately gonna go, oh, you know, like show a scare animation. And what's funny is that most, if not all of them, actually do, I believe, have a kind of scare animation before they start running away. But for some reason, it doesn't animate and it just goes immediately to the scares. I don't know why that's the case, but it is. Anyways, this is Thalia running away screaming. Yep. So, I guess that's that. So, we got all these characters. And the next update has 2 characters that gets introduced, and by God, I've decided to scare them in the most funniest way. One of them, anyways, in the most funniest way. I won't say exactly what, I mean, you probably already know what it is now, but, you know, I'm pretending as if September happened. Like, oh, guys, I don't know what's coming up and don't know what the next update is. I wonder what it could be. Ooh. But, yeah, it's interesting. And then this is Erin's scare. She's a lot slower than the other characters, but I guess because she's a robot, she doesn't, you know. For someone who has fast legs, you certainly run slow. Anyways, we finally got the lighter, and I think this would probably give us to our last... Yeah, so this is going to be our last update. Because after this, we get our final book prize. The Forgotten Fable. So, let's go ahead and complete this book. And, yeah, so we got that complete, and we're going to get this complete. And there we go, we're done. Yay, we did it. Right, so we're going to go over here. Click, put this here for now. I will change this up a bit. This area is always evolving, so I will show you what I ended up leaving it as this event ended, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, as you can see, all done. The only book that isn't done is Please Don't Feed the Vampires, and when that event gets done, I will explain all the reasons why. But yeah, so this is what it drops, 45, so there is a scare decoration, so that's great, because the other ones tend not to be scare decorations, so yeah. Oh, and poor Marty is stuck here now. Right, so this is my final, what everything looks like. I've changed the school to look like this a bit now. Tried to utilize the color walls and the gray walls. It kind of sucks that those walls are the only ones that you can actually put multiple of. It sucks, because I don't know what to do with it. I moved the black goop near Compton's place factory because I feel like that's appropriate to put that there. If anything, I'm going to, I believe there's an area over here. Yeah, so there's this right here. to show you, I've moved Thalia's place right next door to Ellie's because, you know, to make it kind of match. And this is what it kind of looks like for now for his place. So, yeah, so you get a good idea of how that looks. I still like the fact that his darkroom building, his house for Chameleon, is looking exactly like a camera. And, yeah, I have no idea what to do with the back to school, but at some point I ended up finding a place for it, but it wouldn't be until, I think, November is when I kind of start making stuff come together. But yeah, 8 days, so I've gotten everything done before.
If you remember watching my playthrough since July, you may have noticed that the joke was Mr. Zawad was keep on hiding from his from the search option. Well, yeah, about that. There he is. There he is right there. So what happened? Well, I ended up talking to the developers, and they mentioned that because I got this rewarded to me rather than credited, what happened was that he's technically not in the game. So I ended up contacting contact support to see if they would be able to kind of fix him for me, and they did. So there he is. Now, hopefully, he's not much of a glitchy mess. But yeah. So now you get to understand that was my problem. So if you got him, he wouldn't have had that problem. But because I was a character that got him, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say here. So back to the game that it's about to end within 3 days.
Thanks for interrupting me from the past. 13 hours remain. Oh, God. I love it when stuff like that happens where I just immediately forgot. Oh, right, there was a thing that I did with Chameleon, but, well, me, I forgot after two weeks, 2 months of not doing anything right when it's supposed to be, because Lord knows this game keeps on updating a bunch of stuff, but yet people are like, need more interesting things, and I'm like, I'm only one guy, I can't, oh. I can't, I don't make money off of this. I'm doing this for free. And I do all the good effort, but come on. Please give me a break. But that's my grievances. Right, so we're going to come close to near the end here. This is the final look at what I've basically concluded where everything is for September before it ends. And what's interesting is what happens once this event ends, how everything looks. But, like, what have we been doing now? As a parent, we're going to be summoning up all these characters for the last... Well, okay, hold on a second. Alright, as I was saying, we're going to summon all these characters for the last time. Alright, so let's do it. So all these characters after this happens, that's it. We're not going to be able to see them anymore, unfortunately. Until the special book comes in and the school comes back. But that won't be for a while. Man, some of these special books, though, interesting items to give out. And I have to talk about, especially with recently November, they've done an update, an interesting choice for November. It's like a double feature, but one of them in particular is more interesting because of a, how do I put this? If you've played the game like me, you kind of get an easy off on one of these bundles and be able to replay them for free, quote unquote for free. And that's only if you ended up getting the grand prize, because surprisingly, the grand prize got changed into a event scene. But I'll talk about that once we get to that special book. But I won't talk about it just yet, but just know in November at some point something interesting does happen. But anyways, I digress. We're gonna have some of these people do this stuff, and finally we have Mr. Zawad finally scared. So that's what he looks like. Looks like a goofball. The man who finally got himself fixed. So Yep. So that's it. We're finally done. Our final camera we're gonna grab, and that'll be it. So now 11 more minutes are left, and then afterwards we will be done with this update. Oh, and for added measure, we're gonna show off the last kid we have yet to show, which is our good old boy here, Connor, who looks exactly like a twin to Billy Deep. But yeah, so now we're gonna stand here and look at Thalia's spooky eyes and milky. It's not almost like milky eyes. It's because like she's like blind, but I don't know. It's a weird face they made. But yeah, we're counting down now. So I've gotten everything done. So after this, we're gonna get the final completion, and then we're gonna find out what happens if you weren't so lucky. But yeah, I don't know why this pops back up though. But yay, look, you won the seasonal event. Hooray, you did it. So you might be asking, what happens if you didn't get the prize? Well, allow me to have... Let me show you exactly what happened, because it's quite hilarious. And here it is. It's for free? No, it can't be for free. It's a glitch. Yeah, let's put this down. Alright. Let's see. Oh my god, it was for free. Oh. Yep, so a glitch happened, and if you were lucky enough to kind of stay around when that popped up, you were able to mask yourself a free scare decoration without doing absolutely nothing. Like I did with my freemium account. Oh. Oh, if this event was not one thing, it's another. So view that as you will, if that's a positive or a negative. But quite finally, I find that hilarious. But, what can you do? It's what it is, right? Yeah. Well, now we're finally going to be able to just show off the last little bit here before I go into my final conclusion. So, we're going to be looking at... No, stop selling me stuff that I don't want. I already got your stuff. Right, so as you see, the characters are now there. So let's go look at Thalia and Chameleon. Thalia has absolutely nothing, has no surprise, and then Mr. Chameleon will have absolutely nothing, to nobody's surprise. Yep, so let's go to the old man. Yep, absolutely nothing. He is completely useless until the next update hits. And this is a bizarre thing. A lot of people, new people, come in here and go like, oh my god, like I did back in the day. It's like, what happened? But anyways, I'm going to end it off with a spooky smiley face. And yeah, as of late, I have not gotten the weird, this event ends and done. But I guess because of this spooky month. But before that, I want one more thing. Yeah, remember this weird, this blob thing? Well, now you can turn it off. Before, it was always going, but now I can finally turn this thing off. So now I can clean my inventory space. So, that was the Haunted School event that happened in September and leading in the end of October. Or the beginning of October, my bad, not the end. What am I saying? The end of September going into October. Right. So now comes the interesting part where I'm going to talk to you about my my review of this thing. So if you're not interested in hearing my opinions on this, then you can leave now. But I'm going to make this short and sweet, so let's get into it right now. Righty-o. So now we're in this weird review thing. If you've probably seen my reviews before, then you're probably used to this type of setup. But I'll make this rather quick and show you the pop-up window here. Well, one of them anyways. This is for the Haunted School one. I won't bore you with the reading of what happened, but, you know, because you've watched this already. But this is the first school event. It is based off the Haunted School. They've changed the minions to the iconic G's. They've added bone hands, and they've renamed the camp for, to be neutral, I guess. I don't know what you would refer to that. But anyways, this event started on September 10th, ended in October 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, with that, let's go ahead and talk about the good real quick here. So here's the good. The upgrade gimmick was an interesting idea, prize and quest line requirement wasn't that bad. The dance hall crafting was straightforward. The story was good with the source material, and Mr. Chameleon's character and Thalia being a free character, quote unquote. Again, so you've seen this is pretty much straightforward, standatory with how I view these events, and for the most part, story, all that stuff, easy crafting for the most part, not a lot of difficulties. But this is where the negatives come in, so let's go ahead and look at the bad real quick. So the bad, the limited new items available. There was not a whole lot to play with. The only thing you could use is walls, like ironically like the stair meme back in July. But, well, whatever. You needed the main scene, which sucks with the drop rate percentage, because unfortunately you needed Thalia and Chameleon to get 100%. If not, then you'll have to be dealing with Thalia, which a lot of people didn't get, so that kind of sucked. The fact that we had to get the main scenes like the ghost blobs, the gnome pipes, the stuff that's in the other games are annoying, because those drop rates liked it. Like, you can just have it at 90%, and for some bizarre reason, it's like, I'm gonna land on that rare 10%, because screw you. All the other updates have not done this. It's only the old stuff. I don't know why, but it is, and it sucks. It's bad. But that's not the fault to this update. Currency drops, again, was an issue, because the pawn shop was also confusing with the fact that some items were available, like, oh, you can get this for this price. But then other items that were harder were less than items that were easy. So, no idea why. And, of course, the big negative, as you can expect, new character are way overpriced. Because Chameleon, not that great when it comes to prices. That's a bit high for that guy, for what he drops. And then you get Thalia, who, although is for free technically, not a lot of people got to it because, again, the currency drop was god-awful. But that's it there. That is our final review card, what it looks like at the end of the day, and that is that there. Now, like I've stated before, I won't tell you exactly where this is going to be placed as of yet, because we're at 20 events now, and I want to keep it a surprise until the very end for the end of the year 2020 review special, whatever I'm going to call it. I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be a lot better. It's going to be interesting to watch. I'm hyping this up already, and hopefully this turns to be good. But all I will simply say is that I've basically narrowed it down to 3 different tiers. There's a green tier, which means that this event was good and should be used as a roadmap for future updates. Yellow was a kind of a mediocre in the middle, means that there were some good elements in there, but the bad elements ended up kind of causing it to kind of be like, don't use this. And of course, we got the red tier, which is the do not do this again, please God. Only a few misfortunate ones ended up getting to this place here, but what I'll tell you is this year, none of them has hit the red tier as of yet. Let's hope it keeps it that way. But for this update, I'm putting this near the yellow tier. Like, for the most part, it's even half and half. At some points, it's good with some of the ideas and the fact they took this book and made it unique. But some of the items given and the fact the drop rates were bad and the characters were high price kind of wasn't the best light to put on. So, technically first school event, you know. I guess you could say this is a second zombie event if you like, because the only other school book is a zombie book, and I have a feeling that might be coming in September, but who knows, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, but what can you do? So yeah, that's it. That is all that is wrote when it comes to the haunted school as this goes. So, let me know down below what you thought of this whole thing and what you feel my short little review thing. If you like this kind of style compared to just kind of doing a long video of something. I'm trying to shorten these up as fast as I can because I know there's a lot of people who don't find interest in the reviews. Even I'm starting to kind of go like, not really interested in doing this because whatever. The part zeros, I feel like I have to because it'll make it more easy contact with talking about for people who are new to the series of Goosebumps, what this is about. As well as it kind of gives me to nerd out a bit when it comes to some of the key features, especially the next update coming up, which is Event 21, our Halloween update with our good old pal Curly. But that will be for another video. So until then, I've been Grim, and I'll be seeing you next time for what Goosebumps HorrorTown has for us for Halloween. So until then, class has been dismissed.